How the heck do you go from this to this in a matter of 3 minutes and 52 seconds? This is a historic collapse, and it's a hard one for me to make because I'm a Packers fan. But I just made a video about if Dez caught it. Yeah, he did. We all know he did. And it prompted me to make this video because it's the game that followed. Now, this is from the Packers side, the collapse of what looked like a guaranteed win late in the game. But there is always two sides to the story, and the Seahawks did make a great comeback. But I think this huge choke job by the Packers was more significant in terms of what led to the final score. Going into that game, the Packers were looking good. They'd finished the season 12-4 and looked destined for the Super Bowl. 2014 felt like our year. Rodgers had won MVP and we led the league in scoring. So there we were at Seattle in the NFC Championship game. The Packers were in control against the Seahawks, who were favored, and the Packers went into halftime with a 16-0 lead. So how did it all fall apart? Believe it or not, by halftime, the Packers' odds of winning were 94.4%. That's projected by ProFootballReference.com. With 3 interceptions at that point, the defense had stepped up. The offense didn't do as much though. However, up 16-0, the team felt good. The odds were in their favor. Seattle scored their first touchdown with 4 minutes and 50 seconds remaining in the third quarter, and it took a fake field goal to get that touchdown from former Packers punter John Ryan. Leading by 2 scores with about 5 minutes remaining, they were in control. Packers safety Morgan Burnett intercepted Wilson with about 5 minutes remaining, and at that point it just felt like it was over. Chew up the clock a bit, we're up 2 scores, we're fine. Linebacker Julius Peppers told Burnett to get to the turf, and he did. He sacrificed some field position, it could have turned into some points, but look, I understand we're up. There's no point risking the fumble in what seems like a guaranteed win. And with less than 3 minutes left, the Packers had a 99.3% chance to win, but the Packers went 3 and out fairly quickly and punted the ball back to the Seahawks with 3 minutes and 7 seconds remaining. And what looked like a crack was about to turn into a full collapse. With just over 2 minutes left, the Packers' chance of winning dropped to 75.2%, but that's still good. We're feeling good. With the Seahawks needing an onside kick to recover, we seemed fine, but of course it was not. Brandon Bostic was a backup tight end for the Packers. He had an assignment to block, but for whatever reason, he went for the ball. "I was supposed to block," he said. "I just reacted to the ball. I thought I could get it, and the ball bounced off his helmet, and Seattle recovered." But the game's not over yet. They capitalized with Marshawn Lynch running in for a 24-yard touchdown, sealed off with a crazy 2-point conversion, and Clinton Dix, the Packers safety, misjudging the throw. That was the Seahawks' first lead of the game, 22-19, and somehow what was almost a 100% chance of the Packers winning turned into a 91.2% chance of winning for the Seahawks. I mean, crazy. Green Bay tied the game on a 48-yard field goal from Crosby with 14 seconds left, so we were heading to overtime. But the Seahawks won the toss, received the ball, and scored. So how did we get here? A 99.3% chance of winning, ending up in a defeat. I mean, seriously. Well, the first thing is turnovers. 5 total, 4 being interceptions, and 3 within the first half. Only 16 points to show for it. I mean, how? Green Bay only scored 6 points off those 5 turnovers and only had 1 touchdown, which allowed the Seahawks to remain in striking distance the whole time. As the MVP, Rodgers is going to get his share of the blame. He only threw for 178 yards, a touchdown, and 2 interceptions with a 55.8 passer rating. To be fair, he had a calf injury, but this wasn't his only bad playoff performance. Also, on the first interception he threw, it looked like D lineman Michael Bennett was offside, so Rodgers thought he had a free play, but no penalty was called and Richard Sherman ended up getting an interception. He has some part to play in this disaster nonetheless. But that leads us to Big Mike. With only a 12-point lead in the fourth quarter, Mike McCarthy decided the best decision was, you know what, take the ball out of Rodgers' hands and die by the run. McCarthy has often been too conservative with his decision making, and the Packers intercepted the ball with a little more than 5 minutes remaining. He decided to run the ball 3 straight plays. He wanted to drain the clock, not seal the game. I mean, did he not trust Rodgers? I get Rodgers was not having a good game, but are you going to put the team on the MVP's back or Eddie Lacy? Not to mention the Seahawks were stacking the box. They were expecting the run, but he said, "I came here to run the ball." The one statistic I had as far as a target to hit was 20 rushing attempts in the second half. I thought that would be a very important target to hit for our offense. So what, you can't adjust your plan based on how the game unfolds? It is so stupid to stick to some arbitrary number you decided beforehand if the game requires an adjustment. That's what coaching is. Also, the Packers had 2 4th and goals at the 1-yard line. If he wants to run so bad, why doesn't he run there? Eddie Lacy is a big guy. But no, he wants to kick 2 field goals in that situation. So there you have it. But we know how the Seahawks season ended. So tonight, I'll take respite while watching this all-time blunder. Alright, thanks for watching.